I have been holding something back from you guys for years now, and it is hard to share which is hilarious because it has been a huge part of my life for a while now. And no, this is not a dramatic confession where I tell you that I secretly hate decluttering, because I still love me a good drawer purge just as much as I love a cup of tea. Well, no, I mean, I love tea more. But what I'm about to say might surprise you. So for a long time, I've been helping you to create calmer homes. And quietly, I have been thinking about everything else, obsessing about everything else. Because here's the thing, I'm a retired nurse. I have an emergency nursing specialty. I have seen what chaos does over time. But then I would come home to Mad Max meets Legoland in my own house, and not the cute Instagram Lego, the 11:07 p.m. barefoot on feet Lego where you're like, oh my gosh, did I just see stars? The kind where you think, I can be a part of a trauma bay. Why can't I run my own house? And that question bothered me more than even stepping on Lego did. So when I was in nursing school, I had 3 little kids. They were 1, 3, and 5. That was not easy. It was really, really hard. But then came my years in the emergency department, also known as the ED. I would say ER, but it was far more than one room. So chaos, trauma, long shifts, and so much stress. Just so much. But I would get home at the end of the day to clutter, to stuff everywhere, to messes. And instead of snuggling my family, which is exactly what I wanted and needed, it was just like, ugh. And it wasn't just that it was messy, it was heavy. And it was like I just couldn't land, like I was failing twice. Once at work, because it just never felt like you were on top of anything. And then once again at home. And I could advocate so fiercely for my patient, but not for my own health or my house. So I'd be managing anaphylaxis, which, funny enough, is just like, they would come in and I would know exactly what to order and give them, but not for my laundry pile. And I remember thinking, why does this feel so much bigger than dishes? It honestly felt like what a huge failure I was. And I did not realize so many other people felt that way. But then I read an article where it all came together. And it explained that women are affected by clutter more than men. And I just was like, oh, well, that makes sense why I am the one bothered by this more than everybody else, because I live in a house full of men. So I started decluttering. We started decluttering, but mostly me. And it's funny because this is something we talk about a lot on the channel, is like getting the family involved. But when you are like, you know what, I'm taking ownership of this because this bothers me the most, you're unencumbered, you can get so much done. And the relief was so real for us. Walking into a room and not feeling that micro hit of shame, huge. Feeling like good, like, oh my gosh, like I can finally relax in here. It felt so good. So good that I made my YouTube channel all about how to help you declutter and to minimize, how to take control of your home. But here's the part that I did not say out loud. So even after the house got calmer, there was still this quiet anxiety underneath, and I did not understand it. The 3:12 wake-ups, the 2 p.m. crash where the tea stopped working, the cookies stopped working, but I mean the tea stopped working, you guys. What the heck? What the heck? The leggings that fit in September did not in March. It used to be like after Christmas, first of all, like I would indulge a little bit here. I would definitely have a lot of Christmas cookies, a lot of everything, a lot of chocolate. But I would just restrain myself just a little bit, restrain in January. Things would be better. But no, that changed. The I'll start Monday conversations with myself also changed. The Google searches at 10:47 p.m. as, why am I so tired at 42? As a nurse, I knew, I'm like, that's a warning sign for so many things. Oh my gosh, like, am I dying? What's going on? Because my environment was better, but I was not fully better yet. So around that time, I recognized it was time to start moving my body more. That is what I needed. Even though I was getting like so many great steps in at the ED, it just was not the same. So I started doing a weightlifting program, started getting in a little bit of cardio, some walking, nothing dramatic. And I will tell you, First of all, like, yes, I would get the steps in at the emergency department. And right now, because I work at home now, I use my walking pad, and that is how I get in a lot of steps. But it's different because when I go in the basement where I do a lot of my working out, it's like the mental relaxation. I do a lot of like worship music and just enjoying all of that. But getting that exercise in, like lifting something heavier than a laundry basket, was huge. Paying attention to protein. Who the heck knew? I sure as heck didn't. Sleeping earlier. My energy started to shift and my mood shifted, my capacity shifted. And not in a I suddenly love burpees way, because I hate burpees, even though I will sometimes do them, but in a I didn't snap at my kids kind of way. My clothes are fitting a little bit better. I feel a little bit like happier. And I can think clearly at 4 p.m. kind of way. My jeans fit, for goodness sakes. And that is when it hit me. That's when it hit me. I was like, I am a failure because I was helping you take control of your homes and so passionate. I always say food, water, and shelter. And I was so good at helping you understand that your shelter is your home and you need to take control of your shelter and make it support you. But we weren't talking about the rest. So I was on a Zoom call with some of my members, and a lot of them, we would be like, say we were talking about decluttering the pantry, which we did a couple of months ago. And they would say, yeah, it's so good. Like I got out of this and that, but I don't know what I'm going to do about my weight gain or whatever. Or they'd be like, I can declutter a room, but I can't lose the weight. I'm organized, but I'm exhausted. It's hard to find the energy. Or they were struggling to get to their house because they didn't have the energy. I know what to do, I just don't do it. And then I knew exactly what they meant, because I am that woman too. Over 40, dealing with the sudden weight gain or gradual weight gain, I suppose, the perimenopausal, the hormones, starting the hormonal replacement therapy, all of it, trying to build muscle while my joints suddenly have opinions, starting to realize that at my age, I need to actually go to physiotherapy just as a part of life right now. And I'd rather that than just be like starting to like slowly waste away. So trying to sleep while my hormones host a midnight rave was getting more and more challenging. And also just trying to eat normally while my metabolism negotiates like a toddler asking for more fishies. So realizing that things change. And I kept thinking to myself, why are we pretending that this is not connected? Here I am at home making these changes from all of those things that had happened over the years, starting to feel better. I would maybe mention it here or there, but not sharing it with you guys because I felt trapped in my own content. And so I would make one-off little videos here and there, ended up going like on way off on a tangent for a while. But I was afraid that if I mentioned protein, someone would revoke my decluttering card. I accidentally put myself in like a tiny little plastic acrylic type box called just decluttering, which is ironic because I teach people to get out of boxes. And it's so funny, like when you go back and you can give other people advice, but not yourself. It's so funny. And I still believe decluttering matters so much. I will die on that hill, but it is not the whole story. Back in the ED and the urgent care where I used to work, I kept seeing something over and over again. Not dramatic, but sometimes just slow accumulation. Years of skip checkups. So often people would come in and they had not been to a doctor for like decades. Or people who are living on years of adrenaline and caffeine, years of I will deal with it later, years of putting themselves last. And here's the thing, my dear friends, your body, my body, they are keeping the score. And I can't just show you how to fold towels anymore. If I believe your body and mind are part of the equation, then I am going to have to start showing you. We will sanitize our counters, but ignore our blood pressure. We're organizing our closets, but ignoring our muscle mass. balls, calorie burn, immune reserves. We label our pantry bins, but we eat standing up at the counter, and we're just having more and more and more bread, which, you know, I mean, I love bread, but I'm saying there's more to life than that. And if we're only organizing the pantry, but we're ignoring the stress, the food, and the strength and the sleep, we are missing the point. So I just don't want a tidy house. I want to be literally that 96-year-old woman in the garden. I want to be able to squat down and get back up without making noise. I want to be clear-headed, strong enough to carry soil bags, maybe not huge ones because I can barely carry those now, but carry some. Still bossing people around about their clutter from the greenhouse. And I want that from you. This does not mean less home content. It means a fuller conversation. I don't know what noise my cats are making right now, but whenever I'm filming, it's like, I guess they like the sound of my voice and then they start moving. But anyway, it needs a fuller conversation. I'm not gatekeeping anymore. I am sharing my actual medical nursing background, like what I've learned. I can come at it from a science perspective about the environment, which I've shared before, about energy, about peace, simple systems for your home, simple habits for strength and food habits, calm thinking, no extremes, no obsession, no 4:12 a.m. ice bath journaling routine. I promise you, just what actually will move the needle and get you some results so that you can feel better. And I will feel better too because I'm finally sharing this with you. If you've reorganized your pantry 3 times, but you still feel tired, I invite you to stay. If you've Googled, why am I so exhausted at 41? Stay. If you've gained weight doing the same things that used to work, stay. If you want strength without obsession and calm without chaos, please stay. We are not 25 anymore. Thank God. We are building the next 55 years. Shoot for the stars, okay? Let's create homes that feel light. And believe me, it's never too late. It is never too late to make some great improvements. Bodies that can feel strong and capable. Minds that feel steady and rested and peaceful together. So I want to know exactly what you think. Are you in that over 40 season where things just feel different? Have you cleaned the house, but you still feel unsettled? Do you struggle with energy? I invite you to learn a little bit more about my story of why I left nursing, because it really helps you to see where we are going in things. I hope something great happens for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay tidy, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.